cannot believe I'm going to be saying this on the show because this would be a first, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm actually agreeing with Steve Bannon. Now, I think Steve Bannon is a felon and a horrible human being, but he is right when it comes to this big, beautiful bill. When you have people like Steve Bannon who are against what you're doing and you're a Republican, something is very wrong. Here is Steve Bannon saying that something that I have been saying and what liberals have been saying and what Democrats have been saying for years, which is you need to start taxing the rich more in order to get some money back and control the deficit and the debt that we are in. That's exactly what Steve Bannon is saying. It's exactly what Kamala Harris said and Hillary Clinton said, and basically every Democrat in office right now. Every Democrat has said you have to tax the rich more in order to control the deficit and the wasteful spending. But yet it's Republicans like Donald Trump that continue to give the biggest tax breaks for the top 1%. Why is it that you have to hear from Steve Bannon to get it through your MAGA wax ears? Have a listen to what Steve Bannon had to say.
Want to stop the dead bomb, Elon? And the guys on Capitol Hill, you're going to have to raise taxes. The wealthy can't get an extension of the tax cut. That's got to go to the middle class and the working class. That has to be extended and it has to be made permanent. At 40%, the top bracket are 40%, you pick them. That's got to go to 39, go back to 30, snap back to 39.5% and go to 40%. The math simply doesn't work.
That's what I've been saying for decades. That's what Democrats have been saying for decades. That's what liberals have been saying for decades. It's what Kamala Harris said. It's what Barack Obama said. It's what Joe Biden has been saying. We need to stop giving tax breaks for the rich. And now, all of a sudden, in 2025, Steve Bannon is finally starting to echo what we've been saying all along. Stop giving the biggest tax breaks to the top 1%. It's how we take care of the deficit. It's how we get out of debt. You got to give the tax breaks to the middle class and those that are struggling, living, working paycheck to paycheck. Up the taxes to the top 1%. Steve Bannon, you couldn't get more MAGA right than him. Steve Bannon is finally starting to catch on. When are the MAGA Republicans going to start catching on? When is the Republican Party going to start catching on? Stop giving the biggest tax breaks to CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. Stop it. And if you give some tax breaks, which is, by the way, what Kamala Harris wanted to do, I believe she wanted to drop it down to 26% for household incomes of under $400,000 a year, that would have saved the economy because those people would have a little bit more money in their pocket. They could go to the movies, which is not cheap these days. Maybe they would spend a little bit more money going out to restaurants. Tax the top 1%. Stop. It is ridiculous to live in a country where somebody who is making $40,000 a year pays the same percentage or maybe even higher percentage than a billionaire. That is what I've been saying forever. But MAGA Republicans, conservatives, don't seem to understand that. Steve Bannon finally does. Took him long enough. That is the opposite of Donald Trump's tax policy. The biggest tax breaks for the top 1% that we've had in decades. You are not going to solve the deficit that we are in right now and put together an alleged big, beautiful bill that'll put us trillions of dollars more in debt, according to basically every study out there by nonpartisan entities. This is not going to erase the deficit. It's going to make it worse. According to just about everybody, unless you're Mike Johnson, Donald Trump, or Caroline the Liar Levitt. Why is it that it's so hard still for people to understand this? You voted for this guy. Even Steve Bannon is out against this big, beautiful bill. Elon Musk certainly is. He said, that's it, I'm done with Doge, I'm out of here. He's calling it an abomination. If you're a religious person, look up the word abomination and where that word came up from. That's Elon Musk. He chose that word, an abomination. But of course, he doesn't put out the word Donald Trump. But he says he's going to out all these Republicans who voted for the bill. And then you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who didn't even read the bill and voted for it. Self-admittingly said, oh, I didn't know this was in the bill. I didn't read this. Marjorie Taylor Greene, like so many other these MAGA far-right idiots, vote for bills and they don't read it so long as Donald Trump tells them to vote for it. That is how ignorant Marjorie Taylor Greene is. And she openly admitted that on social media. That's right.